Okay, today let's do some Moonfire Faire. Yeah. So, get off my butt here. And let's get this started. Unseasonable chills. Welcome, my venturing friend. Come to enjoy the Moonfire Faire festivities, have you? I promise you're in for a scorchingly, swelteringly good time. As you may very well know, the fair is a storied tradition that in recent years has served to promote the effort of the Adventurers Guild on behalf of the Eorzeans everywhere. Once again, we've got a piping hot plate full of exciting activities for one and all. This year, we've also been tasked by none other than Master Gegeruju, our ever-generous patron of the event, with creating the ultimate icy dessert to stave off the heat. We more than welcome the aid of a skilled adventurer like yourself, and needless to say, we reward you well for your efforts. If you'd be willing and able to lend a hand, simply hop over to Costa del Sol and speak to my colleague, Faire. Alright, Costa del Sol. Okay. Want to get dressed for the occasion? Let's see, is it 13? Yes. Fly. Ooh. Pretty. Okay. Stay on task. My God. Welcome, friend, and I hope you enjoy the fest. Wait a minute. That's adventurous garb if I ever saw some. Did Mayu send you to help with our confectionery challenge? And how glad I am to hear it. God's honest truth, we're in a bit of a bind here. You see, though we've been tasked with making the most delightfully frosty dessert, we are suffering from a lack of the all-important ingredient, ice. The shipment was supposed to come in bells ago, but word has it's been held up by some disturbance in the area. Might you be so kind as to check with my associate, Poliombiano, and see if she knows anything further. She should be just to the east of here, over on the beach. Sure thing. Let's go see. What's that you say? Henrietta sent you to ask about the delayed shipment of ice? To be quite honest, the situation is something of a complicated one. As you may have heard, for this year's festivities, Master Gaguru Buju has imposed upon us a rather daunting task, preparing the finest frozen dessert the realm has ever seen. He promised us that he would spare not a single gill to see the deed done, so we decided to enlist the services of one of the realm's most prominent confectioners. All well and good to this point, yes? As it turns out, this confectioner was a hopeless perfectionist, insisting that only the finest ice in all of Eorzea would serve for her creation. She hopped on the next vessel to the northern seas. And that's the last we saw of her. It's not that I fear for her life, mind you, pardon the pun, but she's one tough cookie. That said, the festivities are all but upon us, and if she doesn't make it back soon... Ye gads! That poor girl's drowning out there! That garb, yes, it's her. Lucera, that's Nekeke, the self-same confectioner of whom I just spoke. We must help her at once. Live. Will she be all right now? In any event, I'll leave her to your capable hands. Oh, Nekeke, you've come back to us. Thank the gods. Boyana? Is that you? Why, I'm back in Costa del Sol. You are indeed. Whatever happened to you out there? Were you swept away in the storm? Tossed from your boat by some eldritch horror from the depths of the sea? I fear my memory is still hazy. As I remember, we sailed to the northern seas, where, after braving the elements and some vicious fiends set on making a meal of me, I succeeded in procuring the most pristine ice I ever laid eyes upon. We began the journey back, and just as we were approaching Costa del Sol, it's no use. The only thing I remember is our vessel capsizing and my body being flung from the deck, along with my hard-won supply of ice. But at least I made it back in one piece, and I have you and your friend here to thank for that, Pogiano. Oh, my dearest friends, you too survived the shipwreck. Why, I couldn't be happier. These creatures are your friends? Aren't they lovely? We met on one of the isles up north. I shared some of my treats with them, and the next thing I knew, they were following me everywhere. They're gentle and strong, the most perfect companions, really. Alright, that's enough of the touching reunion. My precious ice is scattered all about the place. Go round it up and bring it here, on the double, now. Well, would you look at that? They're quite clever, aren't they? Oh, lucky day. The seals are intact and the ice inside undamaged and unmelted. That means only one potential rub remains. A rub? Yes, as a matter of fact, the ice you see is everything I hoped it would be, which is why it was rather to my chagrin when I later discovered that a dreadful fiend slumbered in the rather large chunk of ice that I had loaded onto our vessel. Yes, it's all coming back to me now, as we neared Costa del Sol with the balmy winds drifting in. I heard a dreadful rumbling coming up from the cargo hold. I rushed down to investigate, only to see the fearsome creature. It appeared rather perturbed by the heat, and it suddenly began to swell larger and larger until boom! It would appear my own carelessness was the cause of our unfortunate incident. Fortunately, my furry companions and I have survived the shipwreck, as has my stock of the purest ice. And yet I fear that the fiend will be back in search of the icy home I so unceremoniously stole from him, whatever am I to do? Have no fear, my dear Nekeke. In fairs over the years, my friends and I have fought off more bombards than you can shake a stick at. Why, Bombard Buster could be my middle name. Now, let's go apprise Himaga of the situation. Surely he'll have an idea as to how to deal with the menace and kick the festivities off with a bang. Sure thing, boss. Alright, yo, Himaga, what you got for me? Yeah. Okay. Oh, sir, I was wondering when you might hear back from you in Poyano. And I see our star confectioner has joined us as well. Pray tell, how did you fare? Oh dear. So while the ice has been safely procured, a blustery bombard of behemoth-like proportions has been procured alongside it? No doubt that has something to do with the panic screams I heard coming from the beach. But not to worry. After all, what is Moonfire Faire if not a season for blasting ill-tempered, hot-headed balloons out of the air? And I know just the person to assist us in this effort. Just a moment now. Say no more, Master Himaga. I stand here ever at the ready, my friends. Who goes there? Surely you have heard the tales of Thrassi, brave leader of the bombardiers and bane to bombards the realm over. Or perhaps you haven't, but no matter. Pray rest assured that I and my companions will see safely return to your beaches. Safety. Bago too has come to save the day, and he has brought his fun little toys, trinkets, trifles, toys. Oh yes, Bago has brought his toys that go boom. And I am Raful Tia. I may still be new to this adventuring business, but I promise you that what I lack in experience, I make up for in pluck. Pluck, spirit, and determination. This whole mess is all my fault, and still so many of you have come to my aid. How can I ever repay you? Nonsense, my dear. The ice you brought us was at our behest, and all will be forgiven when we fashion for us the most delightful, frosty dessert Master Gegeruju has ever laid eyes on. Besides, the exploits of bomber-busting adventurers are sure to bring even more good publicity to the guild. That settles it then. Let's get out there and show that oversized ball of ice that the Isle of Endless Summer is no place for his ilk. Fate, the Blizzard of Bombers can only be completed as a disciple of war or magic. Okay, I guess it's time to do Fate. I have no idea what I'm about to get into. Hopefully I will not die. And now we wait. Wait for the fate. for the fate to pop. Waiting for the fate. Come on, fate. Do it. I have no idea what I'm doing. Here we go. There we go. I fight? I guess I fight. Alright, let's get in there. Oh, shit. Good. That was pretty simple, actually. Gee. I mean, we just beat him up. Alright, what the... Report them. Oh, there she is. That look of relief and supreme satisfaction on your faces. Am I to surmise that you succeeded in driving off the most baleful bomber? Indeed, and we scarcely even broke a sweat in doing it. Isn't that right, Pugliano? Quite so, my friend. Though I dare say it wouldn't have been nearly so easy without Lucera at our side. I can't thank you enough, my friend. Ah, you flatter me too much. And yet we must remain ever vigilant, for there is no telling when the dread creature's friends may return to seek their revenge. In any event, the Isle of Endless Summer is safe for now, and that is what matters most. You truly are heroes, all of you. Well, all's well that ends well, I say, and with that I say it's time we retrieved our supplies from the beach. Splendid! Just you wait, my friends. Nekeke is going to prepare the most marvelous dessert the realm has ever seen. All right. So is there more? Have I missed something there? Ah, there we go. Let's see what else there is to do. Here we go. Nekeke has a mind to whip up the finest frozen dessert you've ever laid eyes on. Oh, Lucera, I can't thank you enough. Were it not for you, I'd have been too busy running for my life to even think of making Master Gegeru juice with dessert. But all's well that ends well, and finally, I can get down to what I was brought here to do. I promise you I'll be done before you know it. So why don't you and Pugliano entertain yourselves for the time being? Ah, and while you're at it, perhaps you could call Master Gegeruju as well. I'm sure he's more than eager to see my masterpiece take form. Alright, let's do it. Ah, Lucera again. Again, I thank you for your efforts in helping us dispatch the bombards. To think that such a calamity will befall us on the eve of the festivities. But pray don't be too hard on Nekeke. She meant only to please, as she always has. Oh, in all confusion, I forgot to mention it, but she's actually a childhood friend of mine. We used to play together by the shore, and one day we were set upon by a vicious monster. We thought we were done for, but were saved in the nick of time by a kindly adventurer who swiftly dispatched the beast and whisked us away to safety. That's when I vowed that one day I'd serve the guild and repay my debt to the brave soul who rescued me. Meanwhile, Nekeke was a genius in the kitchen since she was just a girl. She chose the path of the culinarian in hopes of filling the bellies of adventurers all over with nourishing and toothsome snacks. In the end, she found her calling making sweets, as opposed to the sort of hearty meals that you and I might favor. But that's rather fitting for her. She's always had an independent streak after all. In any event, she's positively overjoyed that her latest creation will be presented front and center at the fair for adventurers all over to enjoy. More than anything, I'm just glad she's back with us, safe and sound. Alright. Ah, Lucera, truly impressive the way you chased off that bomber. Why, one would never imagine that this was your first time taking part in the festivities. It's not. Thanks to you, I think we can safely say the Guild's put on another impressive show this year. It's only a matter of time before our halls are overflowing with aspiring adventurers. Talk about making the best of a bad situation. Speaking of which, I heard Nekeke's nigh done with her delightful creation. I don't know about you, but I'm most eager to taste it myself, believe it or not. I have something of a sweet tooth. Let's fly. It's the sky again. Oh ho! If it isn't the ever-resourceful and oh so forgiving adventurer, who we so ignominiously tasked with the gathering ingredients for our banquet. What's this you say? The fiends have been dispatched and my prized dessert is ready for the tasting? Why didn't you tell me sooner? Oh, it's you. You couldn't have come at a better time. I was just putting the finishing touches on my masterpiece. Pray wait for just a moment, won't you? Adventurers, Eorzeans, fairgoers, friends, I am most proud to present my latest creation. I call it Costa del Hielo, and I promise you that it will please your tongue even more than it does your eyes. And to make sure that it doesn't melt, as well as to help all of you stay cool amidst the scorching heat, I leave you with a present from my furry friends. Ah, Lucira, well, did my dessert agree with you? After all the trouble I put you through, one can only hope so. It was more than worth the trouble. Now that's a relief to hear. If I provided you with true refreshment after all your travails, why, as a confectioner and culinarian, nothing would make me happier. Speaking of which, I had meant to tell you, ever since you chased off those bombbirds, my little friend here hasn't been able to take her eyes off you. Just look at her face. It's as if she's saying, "Oh, Miss Adventurer, what I wouldn't give to join you in your travels." Oh, truly? How kind you are. She'll be most wonderful company on the road. I promise you that. And with that, I'd best get back to the kitchen. After all, adventurers from all corners of the realm have come to taste my latest, greatest creation. Until we meet again, a happy Moonfire Faire to you. Thanks to your efforts, peace has returned to the beaches of Costa del Sol, and festivities can commence in earnest. That is, until the Bombard Menace rears its ugly head. You may now purchase wares from the Moonfire Faire vendor, participate in the fete appearing in the southeastern region of the fairgrounds to earn vouchers that may be exchanged for goods. Alright. Take a picture. Ooh. Let's test this out. Haha, cool. Indulge myself a bit here. Nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. Mainly wanted to get through this and pick up the bear. This is actually pretty cool. I like this. It's a nice looking bear. I'll come back and do the fate a little bit more, I guess, just to pick up a few things. But yeah, a cute little story. I always like these little stories. They aren't that much, but it can kind of entertaining. I like it. And I get to practice some janky voice acting. Okay, well, anyway, anyone who's come by to watch, thank you very much for tuning in. And until next time, go out there and have fun. Bye-bye.